Welcome back to Glover! I'm Slider, and we're currently in level 3 of Atlantis. This one seems to be continuing the musical theme of the last level. Sort of like synth-like music. Slightly atmospheric. Trying to fit the sort of semi-destroyed, ruined city. Fittingly flooded, I guess. Gonna roll around, not at the speed of sound. Get back on top of here. It can be a bit tricky. Like last time, we're here to get all the Garibs and get to the exit. First of all, we pretty quickly want to take a detour after this. This area over here. Be careful not to fall to your death, as the ball will slowly go down the river if you let it. On the outside walls, there are some more Garibs. Not a particularly, secretive secret. It's basically baby's first video game secret, in a way. Don't know how you would fall off most of this area. But maybe you'd be stupid enough to run into that. Get out of the way. Being a bit overly cautious, admittedly. Oh no, what if I die in Glover? Which is sarcastic in two forms. That dying means much in this game, or that Glover's a game that's so impossible to beat. And we got two one-ups, one for getting enough points, and one for an extra one-up. Turn to the crystal form to get some more points. It's a bit more tricky to navigate. Sometimes it's okay, maybe it's a bit arguable if it's more difficult. It might be a bit more difficult to navigate with the ball. But with the crystal, again, it gets hit in any real way. It will probably be destroyed and you'll lose a life. Bounce our way up these stairs. I will say, maybe it's because I'm really used to it, but I do really like how Glover controls, even when bouncing. One of the things I'll be praising about this game a lot is the physics. Like, they feel like they make sense. Like, when you move this way or that way, it feels like it always makes sense and that you're logically in control. At least for the most part. Occasionally the hills can be a little inconsistent. I don't know what I was trying to do. At some point I decided maybe I'll just destroy... What? Why didn't the bowling ball destroy the weakest enemy? It fell off the cliff. God damn it. Yeah, let's try again. Why did I do that? Oh, that was stupid. Well, those out of the way. I'm not gonna say the controls are perfect. What? Why? Why did I do that? Why? I have no idea why I did that. Unfortunately, the enemies are gonna respawn. They won't have Garibs anymore, thankfully. As long as you don't, like, game over, it remembers what Garibs you've got. But they're still in my way. I don't think the controls are perfect, per se. Tiny issues occasionally. But for the most part, I think they're actually pretty solid for what they are. Though, maybe a bit more off control once you have the speed potion, which, as you imagine, makes you a lot quicker. We'll see a second why we needed it. It's because there's this current. It's way too quickly unless you have the speed potion. It is kind of out of control when you have the speed potion, though. That could be a bit of a problem unless you really know what you're doing. Yeah, unfortunately we're too quick to properly get the ball on top of the switch. There we go. Yeah, but bouncing the ball as Glover is just one of those things that just feels like kinda natural after a while. It's pretty well implemented as a even ignoring like its practical gameplay importance in order to help you maneuver the ball through the levels. It's also just enjoyable enough to do like while you're just going through completely normal terrain. Yeah, and this is one of those things where, like, it can be a bit tricky at the top of the ball to go up even the tiniest slopes sometimes. Now that switch activated this thing, kind of gear, water wheel thing? I don't know. Okay, it is also slightly annoying if you notice on the walls of this area, there's cracks. Which, according to this game's logic, I'm pretty sure should mean that all these places should have, like, secrets, and, like, should be, you know, I should be able to destroy them and find the secrets. But I can't. I know. Between this and, like, you know, Zelda, that's just what I would assume. Bowling ball is obnoxiously slow, so I won't recommend it. So instead, I'm gonna use the marble. Which can also stay in the bottom of the water, but it, you know, is much more maneuverable, much quicker. Which is fine, since, you know, that tiny purple enemy also already gone the way of showcasing, you know, the bowling ball being useful for attacks. Whoa. In general, I think the sound design is fairly good. Sometimes some of the sound effects can be a bit annoying. And it is a bit weird because, like in this level at least, it feels like it's not like the most cartoony thing in the world. Has maybe this random black and white checkerboard floor. But it's not the most cartoony thing, but a lot of the game is very cartoony. Weird choice, I guess. We could leave a level right now, but again, obviously we don't want to do that yet. So there's some enemies, some Garibs, and a black rectangular thing with stars in it? What? Maybe they go into it as Glover. Oh my god! What? That teleported us somewhere. Let's hit the switch. Now this is very specific. You want to hit the switch once to get a 1-up. Hit it again and you get another one. As it lowers. But if you hit it a third time, don't go back into it. It's a trap. So this potion is a bit weird. It basically gives Glover shoes that stick to walls and ceilings. And you slowly make your way across the ceiling in order to get these Garibs. It's a weird power. The power to go really slow. My favorite. Kinda limits your combo potential. At least the timer is very long. Yes. He should have fallen from that. But anyway, I believe a showcase here. Wait for it. You have to press, I believe, the Z button. You instantly lose your potion power, I guess. Which is useful for that, because it takes a while to run out. But anyway, we've already gotten all the Garibs now. All 80 of them. It's quite a lot. You can bounce over here, or you can throw it. Either way are valid enough. The both are a risk if you don't know what you're doing. Guess we're gonna go into the mouth of this giant fish. Whale? I guess it's a whale. Metallic... hot air balloon whale. Okay. So that the evil Glover, Crossed, summoned these enemies to try and stop us. A tower of aquatic life. They're not the biggest threats I've ever seen. Anyway, probably the most tricky part is attacking the whale, to be honest. Because if you hold A, or if you hold A for even a second and then let go, you can slap the ball towards something, which is also used for crossing chasms. But it's also very useful for destroying enemies, like that. I'm not sure if you need the bowling ball, if you could just use the regular ball. You can see the health bar is very specific. We already got the 3 healths from the blue whale. Now we need to get rid of the red crab. Hit it once to put it on its back and then destroy it. Yeah, anyway, just hit A. Hit Z in the air. Dead. Very simple enemy. He can't kill you and whatnot, but it's not exactly difficult. And that's it. Just get onto the thing and then we're done. Atlantis complete. Bonus level open. Because we beat the world and we got all the Garibs. Anyway, yeah, we got a star over. When the star in front of the 3 levels means you got all the Garibs, but you always get a star as long as you beat the boss. Eventually I decided, let's try it out. Let's try out the bonus level. Cross this turned you into a frog! Because I guess we're playing Frogger now, and I already died. Yeah. So this is why I said I would technically not be doing a 100% run. Because to do that, you technically need to get all the Garibs and finish these bonus levels as well. And I'm not good at that at all. And there's a reason for that, and I'll explain with this one. So this is basically Frogger-like. See, those green platforms, they're like turtle shells or whatever. Rocks, I don't know. They fall into the water if you stay on them too long. In theory, this should be reasonable enough, right? It's just Frogger, but for like a different angle. That's okay. The problem, as you might be able to tell, is that it's way too specific to be Frogger, because Frogger just jump from one point, one square on the map to the next one. This one is way more specific, and that's not a good thing. Like, you need to make these small jumps in order to adjust to everything properly before you do a bigger jump. And it doesn't even go from like center of one platform to the other. A lot of time you'll just end up right in the edge of a platform. It's weird. You basically need to do what I'm doing right now, constantly, in order to get all the Garabs. Kinda repeats itself, but I'm pretty sure it's not literally. Wait for something to come over here. Carefully make our way. Come on, jump, jump. No, no. See, if you're not precise, you'll just fail. It's just kind of sad. Yeah. The sad part is that might have been my best run of that level ever. Like, not all the bonus levels are that bad, but they are more often than not the hardest part of this game. And to be honest, that just did not control well. Whatever you think about Glover, the main game controls way, way better than that. Now that we have the ball with us, after beating the boss. Send into the cave and get another crystal into the fountain. Simple. Yes! And now I'll unlock technically 2 extra worlds, but I know exactly which one I want to visit next. Cool thing is, because we did that, and this was true the first time we put the crystal in, but it's a bit more obvious now. So things are just a tiny bit better. But it's not that much better. Now there's not a ton to explore here, but this is the world we're gonna go into next time. You can take a reasonable guess at what type of world this will be, right? Yeah, next time on Glover, we're gonna something pun that would spoil what it is, but it's obvious what type of world it is, right? Yeah, I think so.